Mark Foote took his tally of wickets in this season's LV County Championship to 30 as he bagged his second 5-wicket haul of the summer to put Derbyshire on top on day one of their match with Kent in Canterbury. That until Matt Coles did a lot of damage with the new ball by bagging his own fifer in a flash. Batting first after winning the toss, the first new ball of the day caused problems, Kent losing Daniel Bell-Drummond to the second delivery of the game as Foote struck very early on with an LBW. There was in-swing there and also with the fifth ball of the match when the left-arm quick repeated the dose to send Rob Key on his way for a duck. The home side on 2 for 2 after only 1 over of the contest. Sam Northeast would have been hoping to put his feet up for a while after he'd won the toss, but instead he quickly found himself out in the middle, having to settle in as soon as possible. The good news for him is that he is in splendid form right now, and he needed to be against an excellent Derbyshire seam attack which blends the mix of youth and experience perfectly. That included Wayne White, who was playing a 4-day game for the first time this year. He offered Joe Denley some easy pickings outside his off-stump, and that allowed Kent to kick on, these two batsmen recovering the situation very quickly, with a partnership of 96 in 22 overs. That was largely down to Northeast, who rushed to a 50, his 6th of the championship summer, off only 60 balls, this amongst his 9 fours. White's first 4 overs had cost 23 runs, but he then got one through Denley to bowl the opener for 30. We'd gone a roundabout way of getting there, but honours were now even, and it remained that way going into the afternoon session, Kent having got to lunch on 117 for 3, a total dominated by Northeast, who'd had his Sunday dinner with 73 runs to his name. He was looking very well placed to get to 3 figures for the first time in this competition this year. He just passed 600 runs for the 4-day season when he was out though, reaching out in front of him to drag a ball from Tony Palladino back onto his stumps. Northeast was out for 85 and his dismissal sparked a rapid collapse. 3 overs later, Darren Stevens nicked off to Foote, who struck with the 4th ball of his new spell. Next over, and Fabian Cowdrey chose the wrong ball to leave alone and was bowled by Palladino. Ryan Davis's debut first-class innings lasted only 4 deliveries, although the one he got from Foote would have removed men with much more experience. And then Coles edged Palladino to the diving Wes Durston. Kent had lost 5 wickets for 16 runs in the space of 60 balls. That left the home team on 151 for 8 and in trouble. The time was perfect for Adam Riley to then produce the best innings of his career. He would have been thankful that Foote and Palladino needed resting, as the second string of the visiting attack was nowhere near as potent. And that allowed Callum Haggett to survive until tea with Riley, these two getting their team to a total of 199 for 8, Riley already passed his previous best first-class score of 23. He was to fall for 34 after adding 53 runs for the 9th wicket with Haggett, Foote completing the 13th fifer of his upwardly mobile career, 9 of which have come since the start of last season. The innings was ended in the next over when Ivan Thomas delayed coming back for a second run by just a fraction and was beaten by White's throw from the deep. Kent were all out for 205, Foote with figures of 5 for 45. What happened next was remarkable. As with Kent's innings, Derbyshire now lost 2 wickets in the first over of their reply. Ben Slater was bowled by Cole's 3rd ball, while Chesney Hughes was bang in front to the same bowler 2 balls later. The next over was a maiden, and then Cole struck in the 3rd, Tilakaratne Dilshan edging to Riley after being squared up to leave Derbyshire 3 down without a single run on the board. Coles was outstanding, and he struck for a 4th time in his 5th over. Billy Godleman this time taken by Northeast for a couple at 15 for 4. At one point in this innings, Durston had 35 runs on the board out of the 37 in the overall total, Godleman with the only others. This was the start for the former Somerset man who tried to score what he could at the other end from Coles. The bowler had figures of 6 overs, 5 maidens, 5 for 8 when he next had Scott Elston LBW for a duck. Coles with the 8th 5-wicket haul of his career. Stevens then joined in the fun by removing Durston in the same way. And when the umpire's finger was raised yet again in Stevens' next over to see White become the 5th man of the innings to go without scoring and the 8th in this day, Derbyshire were on 40 for 7. There were still 7 overs in the day for Kent to possibly dismiss their opponents, and that may have even happened had this inside edge off the bat of Poynton not missed a stumps. The keeper returning to the Derbyshire side, and Palladino did well to prevent any more mayhem in adding 27 runs for the 8th wicket, but their side are still some way behind. They will go again on the second morning on 67 for 7, Coles looking to add to his mightily impressive figures of 5 for 20. Derbyshire are 138 runs behind in a game which has moved on at a real pace.